I know I do, but I'm just chilling. I'm basking.
Kenzie, is your grandfather still alive?
New Zealand.
You have some alive and some passed. Well, specifically,
Well, I'm up the line, bald eagle. About
specifically
grandfather.
grandfather. Like, okay. Did they both wear glasses, Kenzie? This is really annoying me now.
I felt so, Kev.
Did both your grandfathers wear glasses? It's really annoying. Yes, okay. Which one was... No, wait. The one that had the white hair, who was thin or balding at the top. White hair, thin, balding, but he had the side hair. And it was white. It was white hair. My paternal grandfather. Is he the one that's passed? It's strange. I feel like he's still alive, but he's the one that's passed. Okay, he's the one that's passed. Thank you. I can't work out what, like, this guy. Who the fuck is he? Grandfather passed. It's very confusing. But we'll figure it out. Okay. Did you have much of a relationship with that grandfather? Good night, Alyssa. Good night. I'll probably talk to you tomorrow, maybe. We'll see what happens. All right. If you need anything, you know how to find me, all right? Just send me a message. Or a snap. Okay, you didn't have much of a relationship. Okay. All right. I'll tell you why I'm asking, because I need to know what this means. I have wondered something for many years. Not sure if anyone can answer it. Would it be okay to ask? Not right now, because I'm in the middle of a reading. But if you want to wait. Or you can actually book a private one. Up to you. Sorry, I'm just trying to... Okay. I want to know why, Kenzie, that the paternal grandfather, he showed me this particular action. Okay? Pretend that there's a phone, all right? And he's doing this. Like as if he's on a Game Boy or on a phone, or... Yeah, of course she can. If she can come up, I got no issues with it. Oh yeah, fuck. Absolutely, come up.
Matthew, not very good with technology. We have a booking with you. Hey, Brittany.
She just fucking left. What happened? What did you do? What did you do, Kenzie? The fuck are you doing? She left. Kenzie? All right, let's try again. Yep, accepted. Just let it happen. Pretty much like
Hello?
no. Hey, how are you?
There we go. Good,
All
how are
right.
you?
I'm good. So just so you know, your camera's off. Can't see you. Okay, unless that's what you were intending.
Okay. Is that okay with you if my camera's off? I just got out of bed.
Oh, let's go. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's fine. All right. So, why would your grandfather be showing me that sort of action of tapping on a phone, like as if it was a Palm Pilot sort of what do they call them? Like a BlackBerry sort of thing. It's, you know what I mean?
I'm not quite sure about that.
I don't understand why he's showing me that. It's definitely showing me something like that, but I can't quite make sense of it. So the only thing I can think of is you could be Gen, what are they called? Gen Z or millennial, whatever. And he's probably trying to get you to say, like, he's probably trying, I don't know, maybe like, stop being on your phone so much.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Okay. There may be more to it, but I'm going to just like put that out there at the moment. That's the only thing I can sort of put it down to right now.
Right.
But he was the first person that popped through. So there's something about your grandfather, your paternal grandfather. Shield. Why am I seeing a family crest? Shield. White with a red. No, white with a. Okay. What the? Oh, I can't even draw it. Fuck. I've got nothing here. Okay. Do you know your heraldic crest? Do you know what a heraldic crest is?
I know what it is, but I don't know what theirs would be.
You don't know what it looks like? Okay.
No.
All right. So I'm feeling like it looks different. It looks like it is a normal shield, but it's divided into 4 squares. In one of those squares, I see white, but in 2 of the other squares, I am seeing red, and in the last square, I'm seeing green and red. So I'm not 100% sure if that rings true to you. Can I ask, are you happy to mention your grandfather's surname?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
It's Shrag.
It's what? Sorry?
Shrag. SHRAGGE.
Oh, wow. Okay. SHRAGGE. All right, I'm just going to see if I can find anything that will that will lead us to that particular. It's funny because I feel like Shrag is a derivative of something else.
Yeah, see, I don't know much about that side of the family.
That's okay. Do you have a connection to the Netherlands or France or something? Or even Sweden?
I think that side may.
Yeah. The Shrag. Yeah. Okay. All right, let me. Oh, here we go. I think I might actually have something here.
Do you?
Mm.
Get it.
I'm just trying to see if they've got a family crest on. Nah, not in Ancestry. That's okay. Oh, there you go. See, it is actually a derivative.
Okay.
It is actually, yeah, it is actually a derivative. So originally, Schrage came from Schrage.
Okay.
Yeah, interesting. Apparently, Schrage means tall, thin person.
That's funny how all that lines up, huh?
Mm. Yeah, they haven't got the one that you've. They haven't got the one that you've got that mentioned, but they
Okay.
have got the SCH one, and it looks nothing like what I saw. But again, it's not the same spelling.
Yeah.
No, it's not the same spelling. So I'd be interested to know if you ever got your hands on your family's one. The what I saw was a shield, and it was part of it was white with like it looked like a red star, but not a 5-point star, like it looked like a 10-point star. It was like a weird, it was just I don't even know what the fuck it was, but it was a red something red inside the white shield, right? The part of it, and then there was red with what looked like yellow, okay, and an opposite corner there was another. Well, it looked like red, but it could have been fucking blue. Could have been blue with white, and then the opposite side, opposite to the white corner, was green.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really interesting because that's the sort of thing that you would see with a name that has von in it, which is usually like Netherlands or some sort of like Scandinavian, European.
Right.
That's the sort of colours that you would see with Scandinavian or European, like Netherlands, the Danish, something like that.
Actually, I might have like that on my mom's side of the family because she's from so we're from Canada, so she's from Newfoundland, which is like far
Yeah.
east from us, and lots
Mm-hmm.
of like she calls herself a Viking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It would probably that's on my mom's side too, probably.
That would be really interesting. I would like if I ever get to have a chat to you. I'm just curious why I saw the family crest. I think there's something about the whole family crest thing,
Right.
which I don't know why, but it feels like it's of interest to you because there's
Yeah, I'm trying to look up a lot more information for me and my son and stuff because we
yeah.
didn't really know my dad's side of the family, so I've been trying to like get on Ancestry and stuff.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to have a look at this Schreib, Schreib. Don't know why it wouldn't show me that. That was weird. That was really bizarre. I'll have a look. Schreib. Schreib family crest. Kind of. It looked okay. It looked similar, but not the same as this. It looked similar, but not the same as that. Similar,
Okay.
but not. Yeah, similar, but not the same.
Right.
There was red in there. I did see some yellow in there, but definitely the white and the blue. But I saw opposite like red and and
Okay.
yellow. Yeah, so I'm interested. That's very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. So that tells me that you're looking up your genealogy. You're trying to find. Okay, so imagine, see how those four corners are like that. Imagine
Yeah.
four different colors: white, red, blue, and yellow. Sorry, white, red, blue, and green.
Okay.
All right.
I'll keep that.
Keep that in mind. Yeah. I have a feeling that you're looking up stuff to do with your genealogy, like your family history and stuff like that, so you can like have a better idea of where you come from. Your heritage, bloodline. Why though? Why is he telling me this? Why is he telling me this? Because what? Was your grandfather, did you know anything about that grandfather?
I know a little bit about him.
All right. Was there any talk of him ever being like a fisherman, or that he used to? Was there any mention of anything about him fishing, just by a lake or something like that?
Not him, but his son was a dive, and like he dived in the ocean and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. There's something about fishing. It's important. It's actually important. Fisher. What's the fisher about? What are you telling me about the fisher? Fisherman, fisher, fish, fisher. What are you saying to me? No, it's not the fish. It's not the fisher.
I could understand that in a different way if it's not about fishing, like fishing for information. I could understand coming from him at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. You need to put your line in the water.
You need to start asking questions.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to put your line in the water. You need to actually put your line in the water and start asking questions. There's some people who have answers for you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Is there okay? Is there a reason why there's a couple of family members are being secretive?
His family is they are very closed off and very secretive.
Yeah. Because I'm getting a feminine that's actually, I'm with Giovanna, I'm getting a feminine that's quite secretive.
Yes,
And
I'm getting
may hold the answers.
It's the grandmother or great grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
The grand. I feel like it's the grandmother.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard a rumor of someone inventing something in your family?
So my grandfather did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it something that we all use today?
It is. Yeah.
It's worldwide, isn't it?
Yes.
It's worldwide. People
Yes.
use it. Your grandmother and your grandfather probably would have been quite well off because of this invention.
Because of his job, and then on top of it, like because what he's done with that stuff.
Yeah. Okay. You can't make this stuff up. I'm sorry. I just know. Like I could literally hear invention. I could hear the word invention. She doesn't want people to know who she is or who they are, because if everybody knew who they were, they would be hassling them for money and stuff.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
That's what it's about. But if you ask the questions, because she's your grandmother, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you ask the questions, if you're able to ask her questions,
Mm-hmm.
and explain why. Just say it's like very sincere. You just want to know your family history. It's not so
Mm-hmm.
you can go publicizing it. It's just so
Right.
you can explain it to your kids so that they know where they came from.
Right.
So that they can actually be proud of their family name and not just think that they're just like, you know, any run of the mill. They're not. They actually come from stock.
Right.
You know what I mean when I say stock, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, you guys come from stock. This guy, he was intelligent. He was fucking smart.
Yeah, he was.
And I'm not getting like just very handy with his hands.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting like when he looked at something, anything, he didn't just see what it was, he saw what it could be.
Right.
Does that make sense?
It does, yeah.
I swear to God, this has got nothing to do with the reading, but I don't know why. It's got nothing to do with him, but I'm seeing a toaster, like your normal kitchen appliance toaster.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Could use
feel
the
like
innards of it on even just
I
about
feel
anything.
I actually feel like he actually pulled a toaster apart one time, and he used it to make something else, and
Mm-hmm.
it never ever got released. It never made it out of his little shed or workshop.
Right. I never heard a story about toaster, but it could be possible.
I actually also get the feeling that your grandmother was terrified that his knowledge would have been used against him at some point too.
Okay.
Like because he is such a brilliant mind that people do awful things with brilliant people.
Take advantage, yeah.
Yeah.
Did she? Did he? No. Who vacuum? Something to do with a vacuum, like a vacuum device, like a vacuuming device, like suction vacuum.
My
Is there
vacuum
any?
actually broke
Sorry.
2 days. My vacuum broke 2 days ago. The suction stopped on it.
Okay, that was odd. Do you know?
Wow, Jimmy.
Sean, you're such a dickhead. Oh my God, did you just see what he wrote?
Mm-hmm. I say that only because Demi beat me to it.
There's something about the vacuum. Okay, is there a journal or a book or something that he used to write his ideas in? I kind of feel like there is, Kenzie. I kind of feel like your grandfather has a journal or a book that he used to write his ideas in.
She can't hear you.
Oh, really? Can you?
Yeah. I can hear you, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, yeah. Just,
there she goes.
it's all right. She'll come back in. Where'd she go? Where'd she go? Just request to come back in. Yeah. All right.
Okay, this is my last coffee with you guys, and then I'm heading.
No, you're right, Dom. All right. Okay. Is there
There
a
we go.
journal? Is there a journal or something that he had where he used to write his ideas?
Yeah, lots of journals.
Where are they?
At grandma's house.
And they're not being released or printed for what reason?
I'm not sure. I never asked like what was in them or anything, so I don't know.
All right. There's something that needs to be done with them. He's literally showing me like these old books, that he has got so many different innovative ideas, and I have a feeling that someone has an idea, okay, and they haven't quite mastered the finished product.
Right.
And in one of the books, I think there may be an answer. So be prepared, okay? Be prepared that when someone comes to you, or if you hear about a person having like they're at a roadblock, they can't quite figure out how to make something work.
Right.
It might be in one of these books, but you kind of need to. I don't know how tough-headed your grandmother is. I don't know how tough-headed she is when it comes to, like, you know, you getting your hands on these books and reading them and understanding them. And I don't know, there's something about these books that needs to be seen. They need to be seen. That your grandfather's mind needs to be recognised and rewarded, you know, like praised for what.
Right. So can I give you a little bit of information? Okay,
Yeah,
let you
sure.
kind of know around
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah.
So he was actually a doctor, and
Mm-hmm.
I actually have been having really bad health problems. And I'll like randomly, like the doctors can't figure out what's going on with me. And I've been thinking, like, I'll randomly like get a thought, like, oh, look into this. And I actually got myself diagnosed with one of the issues that I have. And he has all these books, and my dad actually said that he used to read all of his books, all of his medical books and his journals and stuff. So that would kind of make sense to me, like maybe I should be looking in those books.
That makes a fucking shitload of sense now.
I also feel like, no disrespect to your grandmother, but I don't even think she would understand a third of what is in those books. You would have to be like his mind to understand it. Like,
Yeah.
forgive the expression, but it's almost like Rain Man.
Right.
That's how
And
brilliant
my
he
dad
was.
actually used to say that is he used to read all of his medical books. Like he was a very smart guy as well, but he never ended up going to school to be a doctor, but he always wanted to be. And so he used to read those books all the time. He was very smart.
Yeah. Yeah, you're
Yeah, like Rain Man, Guild Will Hunting, that sort of stuff. Like, just phenomenal brain.
okay. I don't know. I don't know. He, your grandfather wrote in some textbooks. He wrote for some textbooks. I can see textbooks that he wrote for. Okay, and did he have any help in? Sorry, was he any help, or was he a part contributor to something like, I'm not going to say the stint, but like a stint?
So I know that one of the big things that he did was, oh, I can't even think of you know those things that shock you back to life?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so he
the
had a big
pacemaker type
part.
things.
Yeah, he had a big part in making those go in like all of our schools here in Canada and stuff like that.
Oh, the AEDs, the defibrillators.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So those are now put into schools and stuff because of him.
Yeah, awesome.
And like shopping centers and whatever, everywhere around.
That's incredible. That's huge. That is massive. Those things are literally the difference between sometimes life and death. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. They're literally the difference.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Because
and I don't know a lot more about his other work. Like I know he was an emergency room doctor, so
yeah.
I mean, and he worked. He was a teacher, and he was all of that. So I'm sure that there's a lot more stuff that I haven't looked into.
Yeah. What room were you in when the vacuum broke? Because he showed me the vacuum, and I don't know why he showed me the vacuum cleaner.
I was just upstairs, and like I have like kind of like a living area, like upstairs, like, the hallway, I guess.
This is gonna be really, really weird. But in one of the books that he has, don't be surprised if he has something in there that is way off topic of medical, off the medical. Okay, it is going to be something for better suction for a vacuum, suction for a vacuum, and it's actually more efficient. Okay. When you should get a private reading with range. There is a lot of information. I don't know. Yeah, I just feel like that you're going to see some things in this. Fuck was that? That was bizarre. Yeah, I kind of feel like you're in the book, or one of these books, you're going to see he wasn't just tinkering with medical stuff. He was tinkering with a lot of things. Anything he thought of.
Everything.
Yeah, this guy was different. I'm sorry, your grandfather was not like your conventional doctor. Your grandfather had a brain that worked. If he dreamt about it, he did it.
Right.
I want to say like Einstein.
A man before his time.
Well,
a man before his time. If he had the resources back then, what we have today, he could literally make anything he wants.
Right.
Like a 3D printer.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? He could have used a 3D printer to use to make whatever he wanted. Any part. Oh, I need this to make this, but there's nothing that exists. He could have drawn up the designs, put it into the computer, and used a 3D printer to make what he needed.
Right.
You know, I think I just had this feeling that his knowledge that's in his books, he wants it to be donated to the health, the medical, universities or science or something like that. I feel like that's where it needs to go. I'm getting these little tingles. I'm hitting something there. I'm hitting some sort of point. It needs to be donated, but in a way, I'm not quite sure. I'm just not sure exactly how he wants it to be done, but I know that he wants people to see what's in there.
Right.
You know what I mean? He wants people to see what's in these books. And it's not for just the recognition. It's actually there's things in there that are going to help people.
Right.
But the technology didn't exist.
Back then, yeah.
You know, it was like, to put it into perspective, it's like Star Wars 4, 5, and 6 were made before 1, 2, and 3 because the technology didn't exist for 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
That's why they didn't make 1, 2, and 3. They made 4, 5, and 6. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's right. George Lucas knew that it could never be made. He knew that the technology would come later, so that's why he did it.
Right. I never.
They were always 4, 5, and 6. Have a look at it. Have a look at Star Wars history. Yeah. So, I kind of feel like that too, Jovan. I feel like he ran out of time. He could have done so much more with his time. So much more. He just ran out. He just didn't have any more time.
Hell, you could even probably take it to a printer and copyright it if you wanted to. Of Memoirs of My Granddad. And
Right.
like you could publish it for people to read.
Right.
Like, just for kicks. It would literally be like the inner workings of his mind.
Right, yeah.
Kenzie.
Yeah.
I heard something, but I'm going to ask a question. Are you in a relationship or like a situationship currently?
I'm in a relationship, yeah.
Okay. Is it fantastic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I'm happy.
Okay.
Not a good-looking face, though.
Okay.
I was just going to say, because I was actually going to say it earlier, but there feels like a bit of heartbreak.
I'd say
recent heartbreak.
I wouldn't say it was so I'm actually married. I have a husband. But there's lots of problems going on with his family, so I feel like there is some relationships that have broken, but it's not with my husband.
Yeah, some bridges had to be burnt.
That's
what I kept on getting from you.
Okay, I'll tell you what he said.
Okay.
I don't know what it means. Fucking hell. Tell him to stop being a dick.
Oh yeah, he's always a dick.
Okay. That's why I asked you if it was, you know.
Yeah, no, my husband is very I don't not to me, I guess, but like other people would see him as a dick. I guess he's like a very like he's kind of a dick to like other, he has a big mouth, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
So other people could see him as a dick, but I understand that that's just how he is.
Yeah.
Have you ever uttered the words "wait till you get to know him" and he's not that bad?
Yeah, see, I never that would be a good way to explain him, but I have never used those words, so maybe I should.
Yeah. It was just something that your grandfather said. It was just it's time to stop being a dick. I'm like, it's weird because you just said that the relationship is really good. I'm like, why is he saying that he's a dick?
He's got a lot of bravado. He's got a lot of bravado until
why is he saying he's a dick? Because he's a dick. Makes a lot of sense now. Makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Okay. The home. Okay, I'm seeing an image of a home. So there is either a concern about the home, or you're planning to move, or you want to move, or something like that. But I'm feeling like there's some sort of concern about home. Home. There's a concern about home. Concern about residence. Concern about. There is something about home, residence, shelter.
So we've talked about so we live in a town and we thought it was going to be a good town, but I have a son as well and he's kind of getting into trouble out here.
Yeah.
So I've threatened to move back to the city.
Yeah.
We haven't like really given it thought or anything, but just trying to light a fire under his ass, make the right choice.
Yeah, there's a concern about home. So I'm just trying to work out why there was a concern about home, but you've answered that question for me. Thank you. All I can say to you is, if you're going to fire a bullet in that chamber, I hope you're prepared to fire the other 5.
Do it, yeah.
Yeah, because you're going to need to fire them.
Yeah.
You are going to need to fire the other 5 bullets. And I hope I'm wrong. Wrong, but I don't think I am. I think you can light as much fire as you want under that kid, but I don't think he's going to understand until you follow through and you fire the other 5 bullets.
Right.
You know, when like it's like a game of poker. You can bluff, right? But unless you're prepared to fire every bullet in that chamber, in that barrel, they're not going to believe you.
I am prepared to move to the city, but right now I didn't really want to.
Oh no. I agree. Like this is like, you know, you're fucking testing me, kid. Like I really don't want to move, but you know what? Just to give it to you, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I keep getting,
and I'm that person. I am.
I keep getting keep him busy. Make him so busy he hasn't got time.
Yeah, and that's what we're doing this year.
Yeah. Has he seen a how old is he? Is he like early teens?
15s?
Yes, he's 12.
Yeah.
Going on 25.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there a particular 15-year-old that needs a kick in the ass?
Yep.
In particular, he's kind of like the ringleader?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. I mean this in a really, really nice way. But his social skills are a little bit like the rest of ours. Like, you don't fit in that group, bro. You're like you're a mandarin trying to slide into a bulb of garlic, bro. Come on. You look like you fit, but you don't fit.
Yes.
Okay. Has he been diagnosed yet?
Yeah, he was actually just diagnosed 2 weeks ago.
Okay, good.
Some of us still haven't officially got the diagnosis.
It definitely makes it a lot easier to identify and understand what's going on in that head of his. He feels like he needs to do stupid shit to fit in.
Yeah.
Okay. He feels like he needs to do stupid shit to fit in, and he doesn't need to fit in because that life, that world is not for him.
That's what I try to explain to him. Like, you know, like these kids don't come, like you have a nice life. You have a mom and a dad and you have had everything given to you. Like you don't fit in with this. And I try to explain that to him and he tries to just tell me that he does.
No.
And that, you know, like as a
mom,
I have a hard time like cutting it off. Like, you know, you don't want the kid, you don't want to cut it off so then he's the outsider of the scooter gang. Like, you know, it's such a tough situation.
Yeah. He just wants to fit in. He just wants to be normal. But what he's got to understand is that his normal is different to everybody else's normal. His normal,
Night, Katie.
His normal, night, Katie. His normal is actually like our normal.
Yeah.
He just doesn't realize it yet.
Yeah.
Has he completely turned his back on what he used to do when he was a kid?
Yeah.
As in, he doesn't see anymore. He doesn't feel anymore. He just
like he doesn't care. Like that, you know, like that's how I can explain it. He just doesn't care about anything anymore. Which, I mean, normal teenage stuff, you're worried about yourself, but yeah, like he doesn't care what happens. He doesn't care how people see him. He just doesn't care.
He never used to be like that. Something happened to trigger that. How open are you okay to be? No, it's not. It's not deep, but it could be. It could be like I don't really want to talk about that.
No, I'm open.
Okay. Was there a moment when he was a little bit younger where you and your husband like just were having difficult times with each other? Like, you know, it could have looked like, you know, you went your separate ways.
So it wasn't me, it was my parents, which
your parents.
I'll give you a little bit of backstory, but I was 15 when I had him. So my parents were like his second parents. We lived at their house and stuff like that. So they had a very rough time. And I have always said that point in time is what changed him.
Yep. Yeah. There was definitely something when he was young. It was definitely something when he was young and he saw like it was definitely a separation. It was, I could 100% feel it was a separation of some kind. I just thought it was yours. It wasn't. It was your parents' separation. That whatever the treatment, whatever the words, whatever the behaviors were that he saw,
that he seen, it was a kid shouldn't have seen it. An adult shouldn't have. Yeah, it was bad.
It really affected him, and it's still affecting him, and he just doesn't know how to. He doesn't know how to talk about it. He doesn't know how to vocalize it.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to express. He doesn't know how to express his emotions, which goes hand in hand with the diagnosis.
Yeah.
He does. It's weird. He does care, but he doesn't want to care.
Yeah.
Because there's a. I used to say this. I used to say this when I was a damaged person. I used to say this. Life is easier when you just stop caring.
Right.
That's what I used to say. Life is easier when you stop caring.
He may not. He may say he doesn't care, but he actually feels everything he says he does not care about.
And I can see that in his face, like, you know, like when he disrespects us, or when he just acts like he doesn't care about what we say or whatever. You can see it in his eyes that he does care, and it does bother him. He 100%. Has anxiety 100%. And stuff. He's always had it since a kid. So I think it's more just walls being put up, right?
100%.
100%.
You ready? You ready for this? And any counsellor, any psych, anyone who knows anything about counselling or psych, right here, and Carrie, I'm pretty sure she'll know straight up. You do not get anxiety and you do not get depression if you don't genuinely care.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't. You only get those things when you care, and generally when you care too much, because you worry about the future or you have guilt over the past. You will not get those two emotions, which are the most useless fucking emotions, all right? Yeah. If you don't care. Yeah. And if he's saying he doesn't care, he fucking does. He does. Yeah. He's just like you said.
I can see like when he makes a mistake or he does his teenage stuff, but I'm trying to go at it at like a different approach. Like COVID was really hard for us as well because he was home for 2 years and I was schooling, like, you know, school and stuff. So I think that was hard on our relationship as well. And then so we're trying to go at it at a different approach. Like, you know, you're gonna do these things, but being honest, like that's my thing right now, is lying. And I'm just like, nothing drives me more nuts than someone lying. And it's like, just tell me the truth.
Can see it.
I ask you, I know. Yeah, like I already know the answer before I ask you the question. Like, unfortunately for him, he has a young mom that knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
His friends don't get caught because his parents are older.
Yeah.
I keep hearing, get him outdoors. Get him in the dirt.
Yeah. He likes to be like camping active, and stuff like that.
Yeah, camping, dirt biking, something that he can just be him and with no other distractions. Like buy him a mountain bike or something like that.
Yeah.
He needs to get something that's just his, for his headspace.
Who's the poker player or the card player? Who's that?
That's my husband.
So I have this funny feeling, suggestion. I don't know if your son's brain works this way, but I don't know. There's something about it just says it might work. See if he is open.
But I'm going to skedaddle.
Okay, darling. That's all right. You should have gone ages ago. Love you, darling.
I love you. I know. Enjoy, guys.
Thank you.
Love you. Bye. I'm not. Yeah. I look. Hey, it's weird. It's weird. Yeah. He's got a brain that works in a way that I can't. Like I said, it could work. I can't guarantee it, but I can't help but feel like if he was to be taught the mathematics of poker, okay, so a lot of people don't understand that it's a game of percentages. It's a game of percentages. And from the very beginning, the moment you are dealt the first two cards in your hands, your percentages have already started. And depending on what cards you get, will determine the percentages and the likelihood of you continuing on for the flop, the turn, and the river, or I think it's called, the flop, the turn, the river. And he could actually work out the maths as he goes along, because his brain might work that way. But then, if he is actually good at reading facial expressions because of the trauma that he went through growing up, watching what happened between your mum and dad, that's a survival skill, but it's also a very useful skill when you read facial expressions, which are micro expressions. Now, when you throw those two things in with a natural ability, which we call intuition, all right, he will actually be able to feel when someone is trying to bluff him, or he might actually get a quick flash or a vision of a set of cards that someone has flopped over when they haven't actually done it. So just to give you an idea, obviously everybody here knows what I do. I taught myself, this is many years ago, back in 2006 or 7. I'm going to say 2007. I taught myself how to play Texas Hold'em poker in 4 months. So from the beginning to the 4-month mark, I was just teaching myself how to play. I learned, most of what I needed to know. And by the 4-month mark, I won a major tournament.
Wow.
Yeah. I won a ticket down to the Big Smoke down in Sydney from up here. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I won. So I got myself down there, and it was so if I'd won that one, if I had actually finished and won that big one, the big one, I would have won a free seat into the World Series of Poker. That was where it was. So yeah, that's how far I got. And it was all in 4 months, because I can read facial expressions. I used to teach people facial expressions, like reading those micro and subtle expressions.
See, my mom and like my husband, he can't read anything. Like I'm very sensitive to all of that. Like I do things. I'm starting my journey, I guess. And my husband will walk in the room, and this is the part of him being a dick, and he'll say something because he can't read the room. So finally, when I was starting to read about empaths and stuff, I looked at my mom, I said, you guys all think Sean's the asshole. I said, but we're the ones that are the weird ones. And she's like, what do you mean? I said, we can read the room, Sean can't. I said, that's not a problem for him. Like, yes, he comes in and says something.
It's mundane.
My son is the exact same as my husband. And I was like, so like that's not, it's just what we feel. We can feel it, so we know when there's tension. He can't.
Yep. So yeah, that's why he was being a dick, because he's actually completely he's completely out of sync. Completely out of sync. 100%. Your son puts on the persona. He puts on a front like he's out of sync. He's cold. He's shut off, but he's still.
Yeah. And I know he's very much like me as well. Like I know that he's very sensitive to spirits and all that stuff as well. But he's at a point where he's scared. He doesn't want to know. Like when I sage my house and stuff, he's like, don't do that in my room. I don't want. And I'm like, no, we have to clear the energy. And he's like, he gets mad at me, but he doesn't want to know.
No, it's not something that he wants to do. If I say that in around 8 years' time, watch him change his mind.
Right.
In 8 years' time, watch him change his mind. Well, it's because something's going to happen. Okay, something's going to happen in 8 years' time. He will probably come to you and ask you some questions. And when I say probably, I do mean probably ask you some questions. I can't guarantee that he goes to you but he does go to someone and ask some questions,
right,
because he has some sort of encounter. He has a moment which he knows what it is. He just can't explain it.
right,
When I say he knows what it is, he knows that it's connected to spiritual world. He knows that it's got nothing to do with mundane. It's got everything to do with spiritual world. And his first instinct is, I need to speak to someone like my mum,
right,
or I need to speak to my mum. It'll be someone. It'll be something like that in 8 years' time. Not
okay,
8 months. It'll be 8 years.
right.
I mean, if it's 8 months, it's a miracle. If it's 8 months, it's a miracle. But it ain't going to be 8 months.
Yeah. No, he
It's going to
needs
be,
to.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
going to be 8 years.
Okay.
But yeah, the books and that, I don't know what you're going to do, but you kind of need to figure that out. That's going to be something important. It's
Yes.
important. They need to be seen. Someone needs to see these things. It's going to help a lot of people.
Yeah, I will reach out to my grandma and see if we could go over them and see.
Yeah, just say to her, like, what are you holding on to them for? What, so that they can fucking just, like, get missed in time, and no one gets any help, and grandpa doesn't get any recognition for his brilliant mind?
Right.
Fuck no. You know what I mean? This could help people. This could definitely help people. And you could probably sell them and make a fucking fortune out of them as well at the same time.
Yeah.
So, and, set the whole clan up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So another thing that's funny about when you're saying that they're like very closed off about like how much money they have and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So my dad, he actually passed away shortly after his dad did, and his sister actually came to me and she's like, well, you have a nice car and you have like, they don't know our financial situation. And she actually like put a GoFundMe up for his funeral and stuff. And I'm sitting here like, well, like they have money, but I don't think she realizes, right? So she didn't realize like mom is okay with like, but paying for these funerals. And so she was kind of coming to me and asking, and I was like, oh, like, I don't really know these people, and I can throw some money if they need help. And so that's I think a part of like that closed off. And because I'm sitting here, I kind of know the situation, but she's a little bit different, so she didn't know the situation, I think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that sort of gives you a little bit more of an idea of what's in store for you.
Yes.
There's going to be a big focus around your kid.
Awesome.
Yeah, big focus around him. He's gonna. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. he is gonna get. He's gonna get picked up by the coppers for doing something. It's a minor thing. It's gonna be minor. Okay.
So he was actually that happened last weekend, and my husband,
well,
I had my husband there before the cops got there, and thankfully my son was the respectful one, so he didn't get in too much trouble. But yeah.
There you go.
It already happened.
Yeah, it already happened. I was going to say I could literally see him being picked up by the cops, by the police.
Yeah.
So, I don't think it's going to happen. If it does, it's only going to be like one more time. But the next time that it does happen, I think he's actually going to get a bit of a shock. But I don't see him going down that road, only because it's not who he wants to be.
Right. And that's that's as a mom, you have so much anxiety, right? And my kids, that's my number one at the end of the day, and that's what I worry about. And I don't see gray as my problem, is right and wrong, and I don't really have a gray zone, which I need to work on. And be able to see that with the kids and stuff, and realize that kids are kids and they're gonna do these things.
Can you encourage your son not to play with knives, especially the ones that are like butterfly knives? Because that's going to be the one thing that will actually get him in trouble if he does.
Okay.
Pretty sure it's a butterfly knife. It's one of the ones that where you spin it and it locks in and locks out. And he
actually got one of those from his friends, but it's not an actual knife. Like it's the butterfly knife, but it's like one of those practice ones. So he actually got one of those here.
Okay. I'm just seeing it. I don't know. Just be careful. Just be
Okay.
careful. I think he's gonna want to
Get a
step
real
up.
one.
Yeah, I have a
Okay.
feeling he's gonna want to fucking step up into the real thing, because I can
Mhm.
see this butterfly knife, and yeah, it's got a blade attached to it.
Okay.
Just I don't think he's got it yet, but
Okay.
I think he's. I actually honestly think he's got this. He's fucking intrigued by everything.
I know. Yeah.
This
Everything.
kid is intrigued by everything. Like, like he. It's funny. He doesn't want to miss out on anything that life has to offer.
Yeah.
But, but yet he gives off this bullshit fucking persona of that he doesn't care.
Yeah.
But yet you care enough that you don't want to miss out. You've got this FOMO attitude.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
You
And he's
care.
never like, even all the situations that he's been in, like trying to explain to him, like, you are guilty if you're with these people. Like, he might not do anything in the situations, but you're
Mm,
still there. And I've been trying to get that across to him for the last year.
yeah.
Like, even though you're there, you're still just as guilty as the person who did it. And
Yeah.
he doesn't wrap his head around it.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a typical teenager with that FOMO, like fear of missing out,
Yeah.
I don't care, fuck the world, blah blah blah, but I don't want to miss out on anything. You do care, you
It's
little shit. You're fucking lying. You do care. You
yeah.
don't want to miss out because you want to
Yeah.
have fun. And that's very,
Yeah.
very normal. That's very typical. But just stop lying to yourself and stop lying to everybody else and saying that you don't care, because you do care. You
Mm-hmm.
just, you just don't want to make a big deal out of everything, and that's fine.
Yeah.
No one's telling you to make a big deal out of it. Just enjoy life, but just be a fucking responsible kid. That's it.
Yeah. And that's what I try to
Um,
tell him. And the
I
problem
think,
is he's only 12. Like,
yeah,
like the teenage stuff, I
yeah,
was expecting in a couple of years, but not 11, 12. Like, that's just
yeah.
drives me
I actually,
crazy.
I think, when okay, something's going to happen. Does he ride a BMX bike?
They usually ride scooters around here. He has a bike, but they ride scooters around here.
They ride scooters, like as in like non-motor powered?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. My 5-year-old, when he was, sorry, my youngest, when he was 5, he stopped riding scooters.
Yeah, I know. That's when he asked me for a scooter. I was like, scooters are cool again? Like, no, I have not
Yeah.
seen a kid ride a
Nah,
scooter.
nah, bro, they're not cool. They're not
No,
back in.
that's what I told him.
They're not back in.
No.
Um, yeah, oh my god, I know Demi. Sorry, Demi's actually trying to write Eshe. So over here, there's this stupid fucking name for these wankers, these little piss ants, and they're called Eshes.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know what an Eshe means. I feel like it's some sort of language breakdown, because they didn't finish year 8, second form. I'm not sure what it actually means. I think it's a language breakdown and a combination of Pig Latin. But yeah, I don't know. Either that, or someone was having a stroke in the middle of saying what an actual word was meant to be. I'm not sure what it is, but I do know what they look like, and it means yes in Pig Latin. So it is Esye. It's Esye. They're fucking, see. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
I thought it was Pig Latin. I actually thought it was Pig Latin. That's what I said. I'm pretty sure it was something like Pig Latin, but they're fucking stupid. So anyway, so what's going to happen? All right, and look, yeah, your husband might need to be there to fucking catch him when he falls. Not literally. I'm talking about, like, emotionally.
Yeah.
Or it could be you.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a situation where his friends, and especially this 15-year-old little pissant,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to leave him high and dry. Like, he's basically, it's going to look as though he's about to take the fall, like the scapegoat.
Yeah.
And it's going to be in that moment where he realizes that they actually don't appreciate his friendship, even though he would do virtually anything for them, because he wants their approval.
Yeah.
And he's going to take the fall for them. And I don't know how serious it's going to be. Like I said, I do see him getting into trouble one more time. Right. It's not going to be like this time. It's going to be a little bit worse, but I don't think it's going to be really bad. You know, I think he's going to get in trouble, and he's going to be the fall guy, and he's going to see that they don't give a fuck about him. Now, that's where whoever is able to get through to him to make him understand that they actually don't care about you. They don't care about you. I don't know. Do they go to the shopping centre or the mall or whatever it's called? Do they go there much by themselves?
They go to, we don't really have a mall out here, but we have like a tri-leisure center. They go there, like a, yeah.
Is it like where you go to go shopping and stuff?
No, like it's like there's like a swimming pool, basketball workout. No. We do like a strip mall like close to us. Okay.
Yeah. Would they go? Okay. Would he? Do him and his mates go there?
Yeah.
Okay. How badly do they look down upon legally shoplifting?
I guess it depends on what you're taking.
Just have a quiet word to him when you get a chance and just say, listen, if you're ever thinking about fucking shoplifting, or if your mates ever tell you to put this in your pocket, give him the green light. Give him the green light to tell them to go fuck yourself. Like, if you say it to him, that you're giving him the green light to tell whoever it is that's to put this in your pocket and just walk out with it, and he doesn't feel comfortable with that because it's wrong, give him the green light. Because I actually told my kids something, and I'll tell you in a minute, but if you give him the green light, that he can say, just tell them to go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
Okay? You're not down with that. You're not down with that shit. All right? Yeah. Because you can get into some serious trouble, because it'll start off as shoplifting, and then next thing you know, 5-10 years time, it's fucking, boosting cars. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, because of the job that I do, I'm also very, very cautious and wary about, rock spiders. I don't know if you've got the term rock spiders over there, but they call them pedos everywhere else.
Yeah.
All right. I don't like them. I have my own reasons why I don't like them. And I'm also very, very aware that they are literally like fucking spiders. They hide in plain sight. You don't even know they're there half the time. I told my kids that they had a green light. That if anyone ever said, "Hey, you need to come with me. I know your dad, blah blah blah," or "I know your mum," I told them they could say, "Fuck you, you liar. My dad does this for a job." I told them, I said, just say whatever you want. I said, but you give him the potty mouth, because you're not going to look so sweet and innocent to them anymore.
Exactly.
Because that's what it's all about. It's all about looking sweet and innocent, And I said, if my kids go fuck yourself like that,
they don't want them anymore.
They don't want them anymore. And when they say what if they go, you tell them what your dad does for a job, they definitely don't want to go anywhere near you. They definitely want to go anywhere near you. Because then they know they have the entire state chasing them down. The entire state. Because I work for the state. So, but yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just got to, it just try and be smart about it. But anyway, that's my message for you. And you'll see in 8 years' time.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
That's okay. That's all good.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much. If you need a hand getting down, I'll help you drop back down.
Okay, thanks.
All right, darling. Take care. There we go. Oh,